monitor and I'd train and I'd keep my heart rate constantly at 180 beats a minute. I started training about age 19. I literally just started going to the gym just to lose some weight initially. So I remember every day I'd wear a heart monitor and I'd train 10 minutes on the treadmill, 10 minutes on a step machine, 10 minutes on the cross trainer, and I'd keep my heart rate constantly at 180 beats a minute. So it was quite intense from the very off. And then obviously I started to lose weight, and just the progression of losing weight, that was my only inspiration. There was no one that I looked up to. I didn't go the typical Saul Arnold route. I didn't even know anything about pumping iron when I first started training. I literally just used myself as my own inspiration. And then after a while, once I'd lost some weight, obviously I could then see more muscle, and I started to understand what I needed to do to look how I wanted to look. Because it's typically seen as you want better pecs, you just need to lose more weight. And I think that's kind of the understanding that majority of people had. And obviously I then started realising, okay, I've got to change what I'm doing because I'm not going to get where I want to get doing what I'm doing. So then I started to lift more and more weights, and then obviously I started to make a lot more progress. And then it wasn't much long after that I started to see some bodybuilders online. Obviously Gymshark was an up and coming thing, and seeing their athletes, that started to make me think, you know what, I think this is a route that I want to go down. And then I started to pursue bodybuilding more so. Then obviously it's not a quick route to go down, though. It's a long process over many years.
Come on, Tom! Up! Hold it! Hold it! Come on, Tom! Hold it!
Consistency. It is true that you do have to be consistent, but you don't have to be consistently boring in what you're eating. You can have flavour, taste. There's a lot of things that people believe in the fitness industry which are completely bunk, like that you can't eat bread. There's no issue at all with bread. If you're consistently eating that same thing and you're making it tasty, you're enjoying what you're eating, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to be eating boring food. You don't need to be eating egg whites every day. The majority of people don't even need to go down to egg whites full stop. One thing that completely baffles me is you see a lot of people with this one particular meal, steak and egg whites. It's like completely contradictory. You're taking the fat out of the eggs and then you're replacing it with fat in your red meat. It's just not necessary. The way that a lot of coaches do things with the cheat meal reward system is a recipe for eating disorders. And the amount of women that you see coming out of competitions, and within 2 weeks they're ballooned up like 2 stone heavier, and they're like the only thing that's grown on them is their stomach. It's not great. You're destroying people's lives, and it's almost irreparable damage. You know, like if you force someone into anorexia, you'd be like the ultimate devil, but you're just doing it in the opposite way, and it's not a good system to be putting people into. Women don't cope with it very well at all. Men seem to deal with it a little bit better, but even so, I've been through it myself with the cheat meal reward system, and that's part of why I want to do what I'm doing now. I don't like the way the coaching industry is, with the way that they force things upon you. So I like to be controversial, force out different aspects, like the sugar-free pop. Drink as much of that as you want. I'm giving you the go-ahead right now. drink as much of that as you want. If that helps you, then there's no issue with that. And then there's just so many things, again, like the bread. If you enjoy bread, eat bread, as long as it's on your diet plan and you know that you're going to eat that and you enjoy eating that, then that's fine. So my advice when needing to stay consistent is, first you need to identify your goals. So if you just want to make a bit of a lifestyle change, and you want to look good and feel good about yourself, then you need to first get the idea of diet out your head, because you're not dieting for 6 weeks or 10 weeks. You're trying to make that change in your life. Then if that is your goal, then by going down the route of I'm going to eat chicken and broccoli and have a cheat meal once a week or once every 2 weeks or maybe even once a month, you've got to get that out your head. Like, it's not a way to go. Unless you want to live an unhappy life, you want to start suffering with depression, then that maybe that is what you aspire to in life. You want to feel depressed. Well, me personally, I don't want that. So you need to put your meals around something which you enjoy. Now, if you enjoy pizza, there's nothing wrong with that. You've just got to make a better decision. Going to Domino's every night, that ain't going to work. But there are other options out there with low calorie breads, high protein pizzas from places like Muscle Food. If you like burger and chips, there's low fat options, low calorie breads that you can also use. Chips don't have to be unhealthy. We're quite lucky in the modern world. We've got things called air fryers. You know, you can make healthy options with everything these days. Now, if your goal is more to be a competitive bodybuilder, then yeah, you will have to suffer a little bit more. You will have to go through a bit of misery, but your food still does not have to be boring. You do not have to eat rice cakes if you do not want to eat rice cakes. You can still enjoy what you're eating. Yeah, so one of the biggest mistakes that people make in the fitness industry is they want to lose weight and they've got all these options of what they can do, like adding cardio, cleaning up your diet, reducing your calories to a stupidly low amount. And then there is various other options which we won't go into today. But if you use all of these options all at once, you're going to suffer real quick, and then you're going to have nowhere else to go. If you want to lose a bit of weight and you're a bit of a couch potato sat at home, first of all, just go to the gym. Literally, just go to the gym. Don't change anything else. Go to the gym. And then after a couple of weeks, see how you look. And then you can start doing something else. Then you clean up your diet a little bit. You stop eating the pizza 3-4 times a week. You change that to something else. And then you could look a couple of weeks later adding a bit of cardio in. It's literally play step at a time rather than doing all of the steps all at once, and you'll make more progress and you'll suffer far less for it.